Hey, good afternoon. I just wanted to do this quick video explaining what the permit process looks like here in Essex County, New Jersey. Just finished up a project over here in Orange, to be in particular. And the start process of it was us reaching out to the city, letting them know that we're working on a project, telling them what the scope of work on the project was going to be, and then them telling us what permits we needed in order for us to work on that type of work, or to complete the type of work that we said that we were planning on completing. So we said, hey, we're doing renovation of a property. It's not our intentions to change anything in layout, but we do plan on adding a bathroom to the place, right? So it's not like a knockdown or anything like that. So they said, all right, well, since you are adding that extra bathroom, you will have to get architectural drawings from an architect, of course, specifying what areas are supposed to be worked on. And then on top of that, since a bathroom is going to be added, we need some drawings from a plumber specifying where those lines are going to connect. So we had to go and get those, submit those. We had to put them in contact with all of the contractors that we had, specifying what licenses that they had so that they couldn't be verified for the work that they're going to be doing. And then once we got all of those paperworks completed, submitted to them from all of our contractors, the licenses, the cost of what the work was going to be, and then the architectural drawing and then the plumbing drawing. Then they said, all right, well, now you guys can start working on everything. So we started doing the work. Once we did that work, then it was our responsibility to reach out to the city again. And for each one of the different things that we needed a license for or a permit for, we had to reach out to that individual inspector. So the city gives us this paper with everybody's name on it. It's just a directory letting you know what, which person does what. So and when we were doing the building inspection, had to reach out to Lloyd. When we did the plumbing, had to reach out to Bobby. And then when we did the electric, we reached out to Robert. So just looking at that paper and just reaching out to those people and then going from there. They come out to the property, they inspect the work that's done. And they say, hey, you've done this right, or you've done this wrong. Based on that, then they end up giving you a permit. So they'll put it on the door. That way it's approved that you've passed the rough inspection. So the rough inspection is when all the walls are open, and all the mechanicals are still being shown, so they can see whether or not the house had the, of course, based on what inspection it is. So for the rough inspection for the plumbing, they want to make sure that all the water lines are where they're supposed to be. So in our case, when we came into the initial, when we reached out to them to do the initial plumbing inspection, they said, hey, you guys need to go and actually add a wall in this area, because right now you have the plumbing going through an exterior wall, which increases the chances of freezing. So you have to address that first. So then we had to go build a wall out and then have the plumber come back after us and then put the plumbing through the new wall that we created. And then we insulated the exterior wall. That way there was no risk of the plumbing freezing within the wall. So that was something that needs to be addressed. And then with the electrical inspection, some of the walls are shallow. So this house is over 100 years old. A lot of the house didn't have like solid electric. So we had already planned on like changing all the electric out. But in a particular area of the house, like towards the center, instead of the 2x4s being like perpendicular to the wall, they were like parallel with the wall. So instead of the 2x4 being, or the walls being 4 feet like deep or thick, they were only 2 inches thick. So in order for us to remediate that, we actually had to add 2x4s in front of it. So it really made it a 4x4. And then on top of that, we had to add these things called Colorado jacks in order for us to get the depth necessary. That way, if we were to screw any sheetrock in, that we didn't end up puncturing through one of the electric wires, any of the Romex. So once we got all of those things cleared up, the building, electric, plumbing, the fire. Then we had our final inspections. So the final inspections, our walls are closed up. At that point, is almost everything is done. So we had the plumbing inspection, and he gave us this long list of things. So even though it was supposed to just be the building, he also mentioned all the things for the plumbing that need to be addressed as well. So he just thorough, which I'm not mad at. So it lets us know all the things that we need to address, and then we go and address those things, and then we get one of these after. So this is what it looks like when you pass. So we got that. Same thing happened. We got a red sticker for the electric as well for some things that need to be addressed. We address those things, and then they give us the sticker for that as well. So now I'm in the phase where now I went to City Hall thinking that I got all my inspections done, and then the last thing they hit me with is now I got to go and get my fire done. So the last thing on that list is waiting for that fire to be done, and then once I got that, then they'll issue the CO specifying that, or the CCO, certificate of continued occupancy, allowing us to allow for somebody to live inside this property.